Here's what's waiting for you at Cocos Island. Crystal waters teeming with hundreds of circling hammerhead sharks, an untouched rainforest existing impossibly in the middle of the Pacific, and the potential to stumble upon a $60 million treasure that's eluded seekers for 2 centuries. This isn't fantasy. It's a real place that sits 340 miles off Costa Rica's shores. But I won't sugarcoat it. Getting here requires crossing open ocean for nearly 2 days. Diving conditions demand advanced skills, and the cost isn't insignificant. Is experiencing the world's greatest hammerhead sanctuary worth these challenges? By the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to decide if this underwater wonderland deserves a spot on your dive bucket list. What if I told you there's a place where hundreds, sometimes thousands, of hammerhead sharks gather in formations so vast they block out the sun above you? Just 340 miles off Costa Rica's Pacific coast, Cocos Island harbors an underwater spectacle that feels almost mythical in its grandeur. Beneath the surface of these azure waters, Cocos Island reveals an extraordinary underwater topography. Volcanic seamounts rise from the ocean floor, creating dramatic pinnacles and plateaus that interact with powerful oceanic currents. This unique underwater landscape forms a magnificent natural amphitheater, particularly at legendary dive sites like Bajo Alcyone, where steep underwater mountains channel nutrient-rich upwellings that attract marine life in staggering numbers. These geological formations work in perfect harmony with converging deep-water currents to create the ideal environment for hammerhead shark aggregations. The island serves as a vital waypoint in the eastern Pacific migration corridor, where oceanic highways meet, bringing these magnificent creatures together in numbers unrivaled anywhere else on our planet. Yet there's a poignant contrast between the serene beauty of these massive shark gatherings and their increasingly threatened status globally. While you float weightlessly among hundreds of these prehistoric creatures at Cocos, elsewhere their populations face devastating decline. Hammerhead fins command high prices in certain markets, making these creatures particularly vulnerable to targeted fishing. Their slow reproductive rate, with females reaching sexual maturity only after 15 years, means populations struggle to recover from such pressures. At dive sites like Bajo Alcyone, one can witness a mesmerizing ritual that few humans have ever seen. Hammerheads arrive at underwater cleaning stations, where smaller fish remove parasites from their skin and gills. They circle in hypnotic patterns, sometimes for hours, creating living spirals of sleek, powerful bodies. Divers must anchor themselves to rocks with reef hooks, as currents strong enough to sweep away the unprepared surge through these underwater cathedrals. Imagine hovering motionless in the deep blue as hundreds of scalloped hammerheads swim overhead. Their distinctive hammer-shaped heads, called cephalofoils, sway gently from side to side as they navigate through the water. Despite their fearsome appearance, these magnificent predators show absolutely no interest in humans, treating divers as curious anomalies in their underwater realm. The scalloped hammerheads of Cocos possess unique physical characteristics that set them apart. Growing up to 14 feet long, they feature the distinctive hammer-shaped head with its scalloped front edge, bronzy gray backs, and white underbellies. Unlike many shark species, these hammerheads display remarkable social behavior, schooling in massive numbers that scientists believe may be related to mating rituals or complex social hierarchies. Timing your visit is crucial for maximizing your chances of these extraordinary encounters. June through November offers peak hammerhead viewing opportunities when thermocline patterns, layers of water with different temperatures, and seasonal plankton blooms create ideal conditions. During these months, divers regularly report schools numbering in the hundreds, particularly during early morning dives when hammerheads tend to be most active near the surface. While hammerheads steal the spotlight, Cocos Island delivers an abundance of marine riches. Giant oceanic manta rays with wingspans exceeding 20 feet glide effortlessly through the water column. Massive whale sharks, their polka-dotted bodies stretching up to 40 feet, make seasonal appearances. Tiger sharks patrol the depths with deliberate purpose, while playful pods of bottlenose dolphins frequently escort dive boats to sites. For many divers, a single day at Cocos delivers more spectacular marine life than a lifetime of diving elsewhere. If you're enjoying this deep dive into one of Earth's most extraordinary destinations, don't forget to like and comment. And if you want to see more incredible unique destination videos, hit that subscribe button. Now, let's get back into it. More people have climbed to the summit of Mount Everest than have set foot on Cocos Island, a statistic that speaks volumes about the sheer remoteness of this Pacific jewel. While the underwater realm teems with marine spectacles, reaching this sanctuary demands a level of commitment that separates casual travelers from true adventurers. The journey begins with a sobering reality. There are no airports on Cocos Island. The only way to reach this isolated paradise is by sea, a voyage spanning 36 to 48 hours across open ocean waters that can challenge even seasoned sailors. This 2-day crossing serves as nature's gatekeeper, a test of determination that weeds out all but the most dedicated visitors. This isolation comes with a significant financial investment as well. Live-aboard diving expeditions to Cocos Island typically cost between $3,000 and $5,000 per person, depending on the duration and amenities. These floating hotels become your home for a week or more, providing access to dive sites unreachable by day trips. Yet the price tag reflects more than luxury. It's the cost of accessing one of the planet's last truly wild places, where nature's rhythms continue largely undisturbed by human presence. The physical demands of diving here cannot be overlooked. Cocos Island requires advanced diving certifications, as its waters present challenging conditions including strong currents and deep dives. The ocean here doesn't yield its treasures easily. Thermoclines can create sudden temperature drops. Visibility can change dramatically between seasons, and surface conditions may delay diving plans. Yet these same forces that challenge divers are precisely what create the island's extraordinary biodiversity. When the emerald silhouette of Cocos finally appears on the horizon after 2 days at sea, the island reveals itself as a dramatic volcanic formation rising abruptly from the Pacific. Its steep slopes are carpeted in dense vegetation and adorned with over 200 waterfalls that cascade down from misty heights. This verdant crown stands in stark contrast to the blue waters surrounding it, creating a landscape of breathtaking beauty that has remained largely unchanged for centuries. What makes Cocos truly unique is its status as the only oceanic island in the eastern Pacific with rainforests. This ecological anomaly evolved through a perfect storm of isolation and climate conditions. The island receives staggering amounts of rainfall, over 7,000 millimeters or 276 inches annually, under a humid tropical climate with average temperatures of 26.6 degrees Celsius or 79.9 degrees Fahrenheit. These conditions have fostered an evolutionary laboratory where life has developed in splendid isolation. The result is a remarkable botanical sanctuary housing 235 plant species, with 70 of them found nowhere else on Earth. Above the waterline, unique land birds like the Cocos finch and Cocos cuckoo have adapted to their isolated home, evolving distinct characteristics from their mainland ancestors. Unlike many tropical islands, Cocos lacks native land mammals, allowing its distinctive plant and bird communities to thrive without mammalian predators or competitors. This precious ecosystem is protected by its UNESCO World Heritage Site designation, which brings strict visitation protocols. Tourists are not permitted to camp or stay overnight on the island. That privilege is reserved for park rangers only. Access to shore is limited to guided tours led by rangers, ensuring minimal human impact on this pristine environment. These protections, while limiting access, are precisely what preserve the island's unspoiled character. For those planning this extraordinary adventure, timing matters. The island experiences seasonal variations in water temperature, visibility, and marine life encounters. While diving is possible year-round, June through November generally offers the most favorable conditions, with better visibility and more consistent sightings of the island's famous marine residents. What emerges when you step back to view Cocos Island holistically is something truly remarkable. A double Eden, with one spectacular ecosystem stacked atop another. Below the waterline lies one of the planet's most vibrant marine sanctuaries, while above it thrives a pristine rainforest ecosystem unlike anything else in the Eastern Pacific. This dual identity, this perfect marriage of terrestrial and marine biodiversity, exists nowhere else in this part of the world, making Cocos Island not just a destination, but a living monument to nature's creative potential. Few places on Earth hold as much mystique as Cocos Island, and perhaps nothing fuels this fascination more than the legendary treasure of Lima. In 1820, as Peru fought for independence from Spain, Lima's wealthy citizens entrusted an estimated $60 million worth of gold, silver, and jewels, including a solid gold, life-sized statue of the Virgin Mary, to British Captain William Thompson for safekeeping. Thompson promptly betrayed this trust, murdering the Spanish guards and sailing to Cocos Island where he allegedly buried the immense treasure. Thompson was later captured but escaped execution by promising to lead his captors to the treasure. Once on Cocos Island, he fled into the jungle, never to be seen again. For over 2 centuries, the treasure has remained elusive despite hundreds of expeditions, including attempts by Franklin D. Roosevelt before his presidency. Today, as divers explore the waters around this mystical island, they swim above what might be one of history's greatest hidden fortunes, adding an irresistible layer of intrigue to an already extraordinary destination. Despite its protected status, Cocos Island battles a shadowy threat beneath the surface. Illegal fishing vessels stalk these waters under cover of darkness, targeting the very marine life that makes this sanctuary so extraordinary. The island's guardian hammerheads, crucial architects of marine ecosystem health, face particular danger as corruption undermines conservation efforts. Costa Rican authorities struggle against both poachers and internal challenges, highlighting the fragility of this underwater Eden. Yet this remote fortress of biodiversity represents something profound, a living window into our ocean's past glory. When we dive these waters, we glimpse not just hammerheads, but a complete marine ecosystem functioning as nature intended before humanity's industrial footprint. This is why Cocos Island matters beyond adventure tourism. It stands as a blueprint for marine conservation, a benchmark for what healthy oceans should resemble. In a world where climate threats intensify daily, preserving this island isn't merely about saving one spectacular dive site, it's about protecting a living template for rebuilding our wounded seas. The real treasure of Cocos Island isn't gold buried beneath its soil, but the priceless ecological wealth that still thrives in its waters.